Do you know that if you set an alarm at 5 a.m, hit snooze until 12 past 5, and get ready as fast as humanly possible, pat your dog, ride down Pacific Highway, go over the Harbour Bridge, drop off your backpack at work, and get to Taylor Square at 6 a.m, you can join Rapha's once a week drop ride. This is FLAPA.
Over the past few years, Rafa has cultivated a culture of inclusion. They've got beginner-friendly rides and routes and options. They even have a beginner class called Rafa 101. It's a 10-year park. But did you know that Rafa have a drop ride? That's right. Every Wednesday morning from Taylor Square, the first group that departs is called FLAPA. And no other ways to say it, it's a chop hill ride. Let's go. People have been asking me to join this ride like for the longest time. I usually do a recovery ride on Wednesday mornings because Tuesday night I'm at Sydney Olympic Park smashing it, and last night I got home at 10 o'clock something because I was smashing at Olympic Park. But you know what, I was just feeling like it. I was like, I just need to give it a go. Let's test ourselves. If we get dropped, we get dropped. So it's definitely a hilly course profile. It's about 40 Ks with about 700 meters elevation. Yeah, it will not be easy. There's lots of short, sharp hills and then flats in between. So I'd be interested to see if they do rolling turns on the flats or someone just takes the front, takes the charge. Anyway, we're almost there now.
I got to Taylor Square just before 6 a.m, and I was a little bit worried because when I first got there was only 2 other riders in FLAPA and I didn't want to be that isolated. But thankfully, just before the rollout, heaps of other riders turned up to the point where we had about 15 people in our group. And I even managed to convince my friend Anthony and Owen to join us. Now, I didn't come unprepared. I'd done a little bit of Strava stalking before I did this ride, and I was pretty scared because this is not a fast route by any means. There are traffic lights, there's roundabouts, and like I said, there's plenty of hills. But people on the FLAPA ride somehow managed to average over 35, sometimes 36 kilometers per hour. And if that sounds crazy, check out this. This is crazy. This guy rides FLAPA on a single speed bike. That is just mental. Anyway, we set off at a gut-wrenching pace. On the flats, we were averaging about 50 kilometers an hour. I couldn't believe how fast it was. I'm thinking this is what it must feel like to ride in the Tour de France peloton. Luckily for me, I managed to get to the hills without pulling a single turn. When we got to the hills though, we hit them hard and fast. But thankfully for me, I think maybe because I'm lighter, I didn't find them too hard. We were pushing some watts out, but I wasn't getting dropped. You know that the speed is going fast though when everyone is strung out single file. It was pretty much like this all the way to La Perouse. Flying at 50 kilometers an hour on the flats, people railing corners and trying to find drafts to shelter in. Alright, this is really stupid and it's going to sound like the worst excuse ever. Right after this footage, we finished one of the last hills and I'm putting away my camera and fiddling around with it, and just as we get over the hill, someone attacks over the crest and they just start absolutely hammering it on the downhill, and I couldn't catch back up to them. I just didn't have the watts, I'm not heavy enough, but they just pulled away from me slowly and off into the sunrise. It'd been embarrassing because I'd already done all the rest of the route with them, but I had to limp home without completing it with the rest of the group. So I guess I did get dropped. Alright, just some stats from the ride. Average speed was 35.7 kilometers an hour, an average power of 186 watts and a normalized power of 223 watts. And I almost got up to 180 beats per minute. All in all, very good workout. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think right now it's time to go to the cafe and get a well-deserved bagel.
Hey. How you doing, bro?
Late to the party, but I just want to go out.
What you got me for it, and that's what you really do call a doggy bag. Delivery. All right, bloody cold. Time to go to work.
Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching it, you found it interesting, and maybe if you're fit enough, you can give FLAPA a go yourself. Personally, I love vlogging myself, and I think I'll have to be back to do the complete route with the FLAPA guys another time. Stay safe, and I'll see you out there. By the way, did you know that if you forget to film the intro for your video, you can just wear the exact same outfit the next day and refilm it and hope that nobody notices? If you notice that, let me know in the comments below. Bye.